Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Nobunaga's Ambition Awakening on the Mysterious JG. Our big offensive to take over Shikoku has completed. We have driven the Miyoshi completely out of Shikoku. Spent a lot of time talking and thinking out loud about what to do next in the last video. And even though part of me wants to really commit to settling some stuff over here in Kyushu, I feel like we're in a place now where we can use diplomacy to punt that down the road. The main reason to get aggressive in our west now is to fight either the Uchi or maybe the Ryuzoji before the Shimazu have taken over, because the Shimazu are going to end up beating the Ryuzoji. And I don't necessarily. That's not necessarily to my advantage, but the flip side of that coin, and where I was thinking at the end of the last video, was we've got the Miyoshi on the ropes, and split between them and a couple of other clans over here is just this beautiful, beautiful territory here right around the capital, where like all of these cities with massive potential. Like, I think I could even just let the Shimazu take Kyushu completely and just maintain peace with them and take over enough of Japan to win the Shogun warband ending. The conditions to actually win a game of Nobunaga's Ambition in every version of it I've ever played were basically achieved by Hideyoshi Toyotomi. But he manages to do it really, certainly before the disastrous invasion of Korea, which the Nobunaga Ambition games never acknowledged for obvious reasons. But I think, honestly, like, well, so his clan doesn't directly control all the cities. He has a lot of vassal states. But he essentially rules. I think by the time he takes over the capital and he subdues the Takeda, and he has the Uesugi are still alive, but kind of capitulate to him. I guess maybe not. Like with a lot of specific castle count, the Nobunaga Ambition rules are slightly different from game to game. But I feel like around the time he's taken Shikoku and is getting ready to take Kyushu, he's kind of already won the game in terms of Nobunaga Ambition rules. And Kyushu's a big pain in the ass. So, I don't know. We did it last time as the Uesugi, when I did the first time ever in any of these games where I just cleared the whole map. Anyway, so I was thinking Motochika on the front lines would be pretty cool. And we got our substitutes up to samurai leader level now, so that's pretty sweet. No matter what, we need to I think we're putting the bloody-handed in charge of a castle on the front line. Because if nothing else, he's hanging out in the comments and actually engaging in the Let's Play. This place is actually fully loaded up with officers. It's just outside of governance range. So we've got troops out in the field fighting. I don't know if we're winning over here. What city they're even supposed to be helping to take over, because they are working for the Shimazu. And it's a battle that I can't tell if it's going our way or not. All right, so we got to get rid of all of these, or we got to cycle in all new chiefs, or all new substitutes, because got a bunch of samurai leader who aren't getting to do their thing. And samurai leader is yeah, like we should have that. All those guys had enough experience in those battles. They got promoted all the way up to samurai leader. They jumped over infantry leader and can now actually command castles. Oh wait, good news. Lands concerning the Fusan.
I couldn't dream of a happiness greater than this.
I don't know who that guy is. That chief in there, but that is over on the far left. He's got a sweet portrait. What's going on with trade? What's going on with policy? Oh, town law. Duh, you actually have to. Yeah, I know you're in the middle of fighting a battle, but could you just enact a policy while you're doing that? Thanks. So these have gotten cheaper. 19 days left for this. That means this is only 5,400. It's still nice. 10% is 10% savings is bigger when that is a large number that it's the 10% of. Please post me there. What is your deal? Hosokawa, why is he so angry? I'm doing it. I'm getting into this really inefficient thing where I look up stuff out of curiosity and don't get a move on. Arrgh! Head of the Yasu Hosokawa clan, Harakuni's son, he acted as a guest general for the Mori clan but failed to recapture the Yasu clan's former Bichu territories. He was noted for killing the enemy general at the siege of Surigama Castle. He doesn't appreciate being looked down on. And we got a castle over here that is not yet fully developed, but is also not on the front line.
I couldn't dream of a happiness greater than this.
Huh. He's got skills in covert action, or so he says.
You have my thanks.
I have never known such joy.
I'm deeply grateful.
I'm hoping that will give him a loyalty boost and keep him happy. Well, if you're going to be like that about it, I'll put you over here. Even farther away, presumably. Is that called Kilamana? Oh, Kiyama.
You have my thanks.
I'm truly grateful.
Wish I wasn't putting people with middling loyalty up here, but
You have my thanks. I'm deeply grateful.
so as senior retainer, the bloody-handed can run this place by himself, but that's not the ideal.
I'm deeply grateful.
I'd like to have more officers there who can assist in battle. But this is probably where I need to be most worried. Well, do the same thing with having Agumon Moran like run the whole deal alone.
I'm truly
I think.
grateful.
Oh shit! I didn't mean to do that. No, 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 no. Please don't relieve me. No, I need to relieve you.
Certainly.
Please don't relieve me. Nah, sorry. Didn't mean to, but the new seat covers. Where are they getting ready to march on? Because they are getting ready to march on somewhere. Probably either Takeda or Mitoya. Doesn't she have like the crystal ball? You have to like find her in the North Cave or something. Yeah, I'm clever and entertaining. Let's see. Oh, I like her. She's good. Let's bring her up to the front line.
You have my thanks.
And for now, we'll keep you back here, Minako Arisato, and just give you more to do.
I'm truly
More busy
grateful.
work out here in the boonies.
You've my sincerest thanks.
It's about as good as we're going to get, I think. Let's go ahead and try to
I would
get
like
some
to
new
express an idea.
officers.
Leave this to me.
Let's try to make these frontline castles a little less tempting of targets. We can take those down and put economic facilities there later. I feel like now that we've got direct control of this zone, Miki can be reinforced a bit from Okishio, Gochaku, etc. And Sumoto can be reinforced from Shozui and Sogo, although it is a bit of a trip. But Saika is really isolated. I let the AI say, "Hey, here's the nearest city that you have enough supplies to take," and they kind of talked me into it. But it is a little bit more isolated, and I think we need to be a little bit more careful with it than with some of the others.
How delightful.
What's delightful? Oh, Kana Takatatsu entered Oko Castle, and she's delighted. She just left when I told her, oh, I hit the wrong button, or I didn't realize that I was taking you away from your position as being permanently unassigned to castle, even though you're a senior retainer. Where do you want to do a sneak attack, JG? I really am torn about... We're not ready to go up and mess with them yet. Either way, I want to take a break. The Uchi are fighting the Mori. If the Mori... Yeah, if the Mori start beating the Uchi and the Shimazu start beating the Rizoji, then I might regret that I didn't get more active over here. But I really do think the best... Like, as far as, like, really progressing towards winning the game, even if it's a cheesy ending where I'm just maintaining diplomacy over here so I don't have to fight in annoying regions. Yeah, the region around the capital is not only a prerequisite to win the game, but it's also got some of the best cities. Hey, Kagatora Nagawa is promoted to Echigo Shogu something or other. Which reminds me, we are working on the Imperial Court for diplomacy, right? Yes. This will add 600 max HP and counter damage plus 20%. But I think an irrigation canal might be better yet because it'll get our troop counts up.
Consider it taken care of.
Bodyguard formation has been issued. And I will always run this castle out here on Kyushu. Gunji system has been issued. This will further improve the condition of our clan.
Have you a moment to spare?
Remains only 2 months in the alliance of the Imago clan. Yeah, this keeps coming up when I'm like, they could be. I feel like we're better positioned to fight them than we are the Uchi. If I start fighting them next, I feel like I really have given up on doing anything with these two cities other than waiting until the Shimazu attack them and then finally being forced to deal with the Shimazu. What is our... we should be at 100 with them. Yeah. Maybe we'll just see if they will renew on their own. Because honestly, if we were going to attack them, I would want to have Oko Castle like fully leveled up. I would have like a big march all the way from up here. And even if it ran out of steam before it finished them off, it would get things started. And then the cities in Honshu would march. So let's let them decide if they want to make peace. And if not, maybe we'll see. Addition, irrigation canal is complete. I have found Lord Sadanori Ogo. He wishes to serve our clan. What shall we tell him? He's kind of middling. Above average. Mike Sanders. He's the best show retainer, Lord of Ogo Castle. He fought against Hideyoshi Hashiba. He later defeated Hashiba retainer Moritomo Tani, but was wounded and committed suicide.
I am yours to command.
So this big attack is towards Kanabe Castle. Okay, well, they're marching through our territory. I would assume that means they are not about to... I don't think the AI would do a thing where they march through your territory when you're allies, but then they turn on you, because I tried to cheese that, and I remember Grimace scolding me years ago when he watched and commented on these series. I tried to pull that in an old RTK game, and it was very dishonorable, but I thought it was sneaky, and I would try it. In this game, there's the truce thing. When Alliance ends, you have a 3-month truce. So you really can't turn on an ally in like a Pearl Harbor way. Not that we were allies with Imperial Japan when they attacked us, and by us I mean America, because I happen to be an American. She wants to destroy Ashima Castle. That's not where I want to go next. I think if we're going to start attacking, we need to stick with the Miyoshi. I think the next target we would attack would either be Kishiwada or probably Hanakuma. Actually would make more sense. Although the next time they will fight. The next time we attack, they will come out with everything. Next fight with them, we're going to be... I really want my next fight with them to be led by Kunichika himself marching, because it'll be a giant field battle where all of their cities are right here. You're in their heartland. They are there to support each other. We had like trickling in reinforcements last time. They're just all going to be there for the next big fight. So I don't think attacking Ishiyama is what's next. Because if we took it, it's a huge castle. It's a great castle, actually. I think it's where... is this where, like... No, it's... Am I confusing it with Nagashima? There's a temple... Maybe it is Ishiyama, where, like, Nobunaga, one of the acts that earned him the nickname Demon, was setting fire to the area around this temple because the monks inside weren't cooperating, and that he just could not win a siege against this temple otherwise. But if we take it, we've got a castle that has, like, 6 different enemy castles around it. So it is not the place we would attack next. System Reform Level 3 policy was issued. We couldn't have asked for anything better. And the AI has decided my next target is Ishiyama, and it just isn't. So, sitting on money, which always makes me nervous. Town law is still in the works. Does another level of postal system make sense yet? We're certainly making more money than we were. It wouldn't cut us completely in half, but it would hurt. This says we would lose slightly from doing that. Hot Springs territory. It's cheap. Let's get it.
Consider it taken care of.
Very well.
Just having policies, I think, gives you... Like, having a certain number of policies generally gives you a bonus anyway.
Consider it taken care of.
Saika's gonna fully develop crops plus 20%. Nice job, Bloody Handed.
Have you a moment to spare?
Quest for reinforcements is accepted. The Shimazu clan is now in the hands of Yanagawa Castle.
I am truly grateful.
Alright, so we actually didn't really particularly want them to win, but if we came out of that without getting agitated because our unit was destroyed, that's good. Yeah, I think we might just want diplomatic relations because the Shimazu are going, like, their AI is determined to take over Kyushu. So I think we did not manage to get them in a position where they're strong enough to be a great ally and not a threat. And they are going to be a threat. Oh, well. I think the Imago will be... no, I gotta stick with one thing. I think we're going to try to finish off the Miyoshi and just get all these awesome-ass castles over here. And with the income from that, extend my province range. Or at some point, either I might just have to make an AI-controlled province with all this stuff in the west and try to use diplomacy to keep the Shimazu off our backs. Because if we move the capital over here, I don't know. I can't figure out where we should put up my capital. It sort of depends. We can take over quite a lot of the capital region. Yeah, we can take over almost all the capital region without moving our capital or extending. Actually, I'm curious now. Yeah, there's these weird gaps. Like, we'd be missing all this, but we could take over a lot of the Mori. And, a decent chunk of Shimazu territory as well. This is the first video in a long time where we haven't fought a major battle or taken a castle. So things are calming down a bit. Oh, he's building one himself right now. Is that what that plus sign means? Oh, level 3. I mean, oh, he's got one that can't be upgraded at all. Interesting.
Here.
I may regret that. My idea being I could get her to do something while he does something, but he's going to be at that for a long time. That's a long time. Kunichike could do it in just over a month. These guys, it's going to take them like 3 months. And 3 labor. Why is it taking you 103 days? Yeah, I don't want to commit the labor for like 3 whole months. I just got everybody tied up with policies and stuff, my domestic superstars. The Tatsuno tribe have responded to our request. From here on, their forces will be added to the countries, and Lord Masahide Akamatsu will serve as our retainer. From now on, the Tatsumo tribe will swear fealty to Chōsokabe clan. You may use us as you see fit. He came in as a samurai leader. I invited him because he was down on his luck. Toshikatsu Oka. An Ukita retainer, one of the 3 Ukita elders, a veteran warrior. He fought in over 40 battles. He aided in restoring of Okayama Castle. He later died of illness. He's pretty good.
I am yours to command.
All right, there's a lot of stuff I could be doing now.
I've something to share.
Could be extracting Sanayuki Hosokawa, whose stats are awful. Mochitaka's son. He was propped up by Yoshitaka Miyoshi. Yeah, I think this guy came to work for us. The man who killed his father. He became the lord of Shozui Castle in Awa province. He slew Naga Haru Miyoshi with Motochika Chōsokabe later, but is said to have been defeated by Naga Kamusa. So he isn't really worth going to a lot of effort to get, because he will be really unhappy with us too, because his stats are low. He'll get the negative penalty. So that hearsay will still be here next time, right? Because it's kind of time to call it a video. Oh, you know what? We'll go a little long and do one more hearsay just in case we don't want to miss it. But this is about the Oda clan. I'm glad the Oda clan is still getting events, even though they are gonna get wiped. Oh man, are they a vassal? No, they have a marriage alliance with the Saito. The famous marriage between Nobunaga and Nohime. And they are not a vassal of anybody. And we got the famous Triple Jump Moonsault Alliance, which is not actually in effect. They have an alliance with the Hojo that's a normal alliance, and a marriage alliance with the Takeda. I was saying that we were going to go long so that I could... that's Dosan Saito right there. Toshimasa Dosan Saito. Doshan had air quotes. He was known throughout the land as the Viper. He eventually fought against his son, Yoshitatsu, and died in battle. Yoshitatsu, who in this game is Takamasa. Everybody's got 8 names. All right, let's do this hearsay and then get on with it. The meeting at Shotokuji. The event causes no changes. It is a new event, so that's fun. In the 3 years after Kicho left the Saito clan to marry into the Oda clan, the alliance between the two families deepened. Blink. Toshimasu Saito was most interested in his son-in-law, Nobunaga, and wrote to his daughter expressing a desire to one day meet with the man. When he heard of this from Kicho, Nobunaga agreed to a get-together, and so, at Shotokuji, near the Mino-Owari border, the two met face-to-face. It is said that, before the meeting, Toshimasa hid in an old house and watched as Nobunaga and his troops marched to Shotokuchi.
It is a pleasure to finally meet you, father-in-law. My name is Nobunaga Saburo Oda. Apparently you were not at the wedding, because I'm finally meeting you now.
See, I don't really do an impression of Randy Orton. My most favorite Randy Orton quote of all time is not one that's actually remembered by anybody. It's just some random episode of SmackDown where Randy Orton said, "I'm the top person, wrestler, man on this show." I never thought Randy Orton was a particularly great promo. But he's a much-loved veteran of pro wrestling. He was never one of my favorites, although I watched in patches here and there, and I understand I missed some of his best moments. But no, I'm the top person, wrestler, man on this show from like his first or second year in the company. I will never forget that. But anyway, so you're the husband. You've quite the intense look. You seem a fine man, yet you've marched here as if going into battle.
I am embarrassed to hear you caught the sight of that. I did not wish to meet Kicho's father with a shabby force in tow.
Your archers and spearmen were splendid, but I noticed your Tanagashima matchlocks were particularly plentiful.
As expected, you have a keen eye. Muskets have become indispensable in modern warfare. I am gathering as many as possible.
I'm not sure if... So a couple of the guys that I do Let's Play stuff with don't watch these longer historical series. They're probably my most popular series, but I've got this group of nerd friends online that don't usually watch them. So, like, Surfall, for example, he's love-hate relationship with the Nobunaga voice. I don't know that he knows that I do chippy Nobunaga for young Nobunaga in historical events.
We're struggling to buy Tanagashima ourselves. Perhaps you could part with a few of them. Ha ha!
Ha ha, there is no need for that. Should any matter of crisis come befall you, I would come running at once to render assistance.
That's pretty funny. He's like, hey, I could get some of those rifles off of you. And he's like, oh no, I don't need... Why would you need me to give you rifles when I can just have troops come to your aid? Like, these are allies who do not actually trust each other. Though not without tension, the meeting was amicable enough and came to a swift close. Does Kicho get a line here?
So that was Nobunaga. I knew from Kicho's letters that he was no fool, but neither did I expect a man of that caliber. He wasn't the least timid about showing off his forces, and so casually rejected my bid for muskets. The people of the Saito clan may end up retainers of Oda, if only he were my real son.
You could always get Kicho to manipulate him sexually. It's a weird thing to say, but so I played Samurai Warrior 6 recently for the first time or Samurai Warriors 5, excuse me, because it's free on the, like, I'm paying for the, it's the most expensive version. I feel like a tool sometimes, but, like, I spend as much non-Let's Play time playing old games as I would anything new that I'm not recording, and I just decided Bionic Commando is actually what initiated it, but one of these subscription services, it costs more than the regular one. You need the regular one to do any network stuff, which at one point I wanted for playing with Bobo, but it's been years since we've tried to do anything on network together. But there's one that gives you access to classic games, and I guess Samurai Warriors 5 is now considered a classic. Either way, it came... I can't play the DLC. I can play the core game. And it switches Nobunaga and particularly Nohime around a lot. Because in all the other Samurai Warriors games, like, Koei just likes to play with the same set of characters, but they'll put them in different continuities and different game series and switch up their personalities. Like, Kessen 3 is a really fun game I never got around to playing for this channel, where Nobunaga and Kicho are both just, like, positive, like, they're the heroes, they are good guys. Samurai Warriors, Nobunaga is portrayed in the different games slightly differently, but he's pretty much the Demon King. He's just, like, evil, spooky dude. And his wife, Nohime, A, she has enormous breasts, and B, she's a psychopath. Like, she appears to be, like she's got some kind of weird psychosexual thing going on where she's utterly devoted to Nobunaga, but she relishes inflicting pain on his enemies. And the first game had fun with, like, her ending. She can choose to kill Nobunaga or side with him because that game had alternate endings, and none of the other games did. But I don't know. I don't know why I went into this other than, yeah, they portray her in most respects as being like this weird sadist, like a dominatrix, except she's a dominatrix who's obsessed with serving one guy, which is not how I thought dominatrices worked. But I don't know. So the first thing that came to mind with Dosan Saito was like maybe my wife can sexually dominate this guy, which is kind of a weird thing to say out of the context of how weird those two are in the Samurai Warriors games. Anyway, so we've gone way over now, but I'm calling it a video here. And when we come back next time, this was our first video in a while where we didn't actually engage in any combat. And since the Miyoshi have not decided to get aggressive and try to take Saika Castle from us, that could still happen. But considering they got 10,000 troops at the castle that's on the border with Saika Castle, and it has less than 1,000, I would assume that if they are not doing it now, they're not going to do it. And the next fight between us and the Miyoshi will be when we attack them. Thanks for watching, guys. I will catch you next time.